Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Very late last minute stream, guys, but I want to hop in here, want to run through some King's Tower, and I was going to do this anyways, but if you have some questions, definitely pop them in chat so we can see. And again, this is just an impromptu stream that I want to run through because I know the King's Tower is something that I've definitely lacked. Now, looking at the essence we get out of there, looking at all the materials, including the diamonds, definitely wanted to hop in. Now, right now, we are sitting on 45,000 diamonds on the pay to win account, and we are still looking for Althara. Need some more copies out of there, need some more insignias. So definitely well worth it to hop in here and farm. Illusionary Journey is up. We have the dimensional crossover that's up. Golden Frontier is coming. We have a lot of events that are going on. What is happening? Soul and Darren have joined us. Thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, this is kind of just a late minute stream. Want to run through and want to build out some teams within the King's Tower. Now in here, I know I have a very high level deficiency in here. And I know in addition, going in here, and for a lot of players, when you start hitting 2 teams, when you start hitting 3 teams, this is incredibly difficult to go through. So I'm going to go ahead. I want to wipe these out and I want to build this. Hey, how are you? Doing well, Nick. Thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, very last minute, kind of impromptu. So I want to build out 3 teams in the King's Tower. And of course, the first team we're going to start with, which is our top hero, absolute SSS tier, which is Envy. Now, Envy's damage is just kind of broken in a lot of different formations. Absolutely best in slot when it comes to a majority of game modes. And of course, what usually runs with Envy is Aurelia. Now, when it comes to Aurelia specifically, this is a hero that is going to provide an incredible amount of buffs for the way that Envy works. Again, looking at the logic, looking at kind of how the heroes kind of work in synergy, very good and does work very together. Same with Ivan. Ivan is another hero that is absolutely going to keep Envy close, is going to protect him with a shield, giving him survivability, giving him that energy regeneration, boosting up the attack. Does work incredibly well. My King's Tower is 11-15. You need to push it, Darren. Honestly, and I really do kind of slack and miss it as well. But when it comes to the King's Tower, this is a game mode that you can farm. And really what I'm going in here for is essence. I really do need a lot of essence. Now, to round out this team, we are running Shamira. We are also running Hildwyn. Because again, bigger picture, when you think of this team specifically, Hildwyn is the defensive aspect. Shamira is the defensive aspect. Also has the ability to keep heroes alive. Envy is going to do a lot of damage. And in here, we are actually going to do the Owl. This is going to round out the team in the entirety. Now, the SP effect, we're going to go ahead and run the SP effect on Envy. Just because, of course, when you have crowd control in here, they're going to increase the damage, making this team really effective. Nick, I love your videos. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I love playing AFK Arena. That's why even like I was thinking, I wanted to come in here, wanted to do a little bit of game mode, wanted to go through and farm out some of this King's Tower. We're on 2311. And I was like, you know what? Let me just hop on. We'll get a live stream up here. That way we can go through and kind of bust it through and build some of this. Now, of course, second team, if you have Belinda. Belinda is another one that is super broken. Now, if you remember this team, we're going to run Alna in here because Alna is still effective. Now, one question that I get from quite a few players is when it comes to Alna, do we see and are we still going to see the effectiveness of Alna when it comes to Saitama? And overall, that is kind of yet to be seen. So a lot of players are saying, when you look at early game, even getting a little bit further, is Saitama is almost playing that same role that we're seeing with Alna in here, which again is very interesting to see kind of the dynamic or how it's built out with the guard and the ability to kind of safeguard another hero in there. It is pretty cool. And look at that. Thank you. We have a supporter to the channel. Thank you for subbing the channel. That is awesome to see in there. I love seeing those little hippos in there. Why don't you just copy each formation per floor instead of setting 3 and auto brute forcing it? Time. And that is the big thing, Soul, is I don't want to sit in here, and I'm not going to sit in here, and I'm not going to farm it for the next hour or two sitting here. I want to be able to go in here, kind of set the game mode itself, let it run through like it is. And again, I know I'm very over leveled for this. And if you're unfamiliar, guys, players at level, and I believe it was around 900, have actually cleared the King's floor in the entirety. And I believe, again, just kind of trying to remember. I think the max floors on this is around 3,000 floors. I think we're about 700 floors under the cap. I think it is 3,000 in there. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, happy Friday, guys. My wife is out with her friends. My kids are sleeping. I literally was like, you know what? I want to hop on here. I want to chat with you guys. For definitely chat with you guys and bust through again some of this King's Tower. Now in here, Lavatoon is another one, super effective within here. And then also Melion. Melion is one that provides an incredible amount of control in here. I do like the buffs that he provides. And in here as well, we are going to do the Trickery Chest, again, for the crowd control. Now this one is all about getting the ultimate ability. Now, of course, Trickery Chest you could pop in here for some crowd control. You could also go ahead and you could do Panda Dumpty in here. It seems like as we continue to get new heroes and really better heroes, different heroes within AFK Arena, it really does make a big difference. And in here, the other one that I want to look at, and this one is kind of a question in here, is a lot of people were running, and we've seen the Libirda combo in here running with Mihira. It's the Libirda kind of charm team that they were looking at. We've ran this quite a bit, so this is actually running Zora in here in the combination, and this does run Mihira in here. Now, the big thing with this one is when you're running Mihira, and you can have her at a lot lower level than what we have right here, but this also runs Tamaris because Tamaris is going to have the ability to actually hop in there and crowd control everyone in the entirety. Now, in here is going to be the Shroom Spooter. Again, it is going to be that crowd control aspect. And this is just one or really three teams of a lot of teams that you could run. There's an Iran team, there's a Tassie team. There are a lot of different teams that you could be running in here with, again, a lot different of a setup. Now in here, I like the artifact, and I still do love the artifact that she has, which is the Windbinder. This immediately gives you a significant amount of energy, so she will actually ult much faster. And then in here, of course, we want to run at least Zolras level 2 collection because that is going to keep Tamaris from taking fatal damage right off the bat, very similar to what we see with Tassie. In here, we can run the Vault Trader, and I'm going to go ahead and kick this on some auto battle, see if we can move through some floors, because that's going to allow us to actually hop out of here and just let the auto battle run. Now, I do this with all of the towers in the entirety, so I can answer your questions. We can hop around. We can talk through a couple of heroes. If you want to look at the illusionary journey, anything you guys want to look at, definitely drop it in there. It's around 870, 900 to get to the max level in the tower. That's what I thought, Soul. I thought it was about 800. So what did I decide about resetting? I have not done it yet. I have 20 more days in the engraving rewind. And honestly, it's so tough. It's so tough to make the decision because I know so looking in here, guys, we were kind of debating, and maybe we'll put a poll up here and maybe we'll do the rewind, is we were looking between the awakened version of Entendre. Now we know that the awakened version of Entendre is effective and very, very effective when it comes to the Mauler Tower in general. She is one that can absolutely dominate. She is one, again, that can carry a lot of the tower itself. Does require a little bit of a build out. Again, survivability issues that we see with her. Overall, not doing a lot of damage, but tower progression, she will do incredibly well. And the second one we were actually looking at was the draconic version of Gwen. Now, the question or the problem that I see with this soul is looking at her is if she's used for the next Abyssal Expedition, that could make a big difference. If we reset her, and if I reset her, I'm thinking of keeping it to like a 30 engraving. So if I go through and if I reset Gwen, I would have to, and if she is used, and again, we don't know exactly what it's going to look like for the next Abyssal Expedition, is if we did go in here and if we did reset Gwen, we would essentially have to build her again if she was needed for the next Abyssal Expedition. If you're unfamiliar, the last two iterations that we've seen with AE, it was absolutely Gwen that dominated and was really the broken SSS, really top tier damage that we've seen. I did Rem. See, Rem I don't have built out that far. And even looking at all of them and thinking again in the engraving itself, where if we're just focusing on the engraving, Leica might be one that we could do, but I'm just kind of running through the list. So the awakened version of Athelia, we still use for quite a bit. Belinda, again, tower formations. Libirda still being used in a couple different places. even looking at, you know, Shimira still being, again, used quite a few places. Entendre, I feel like Entendre is it. I kind of went back and forth. Honestly, you could keep Gwen at the E60 and she would still be effective in AE. She doesn't need the 80. That's true. That's true, Soul. But I mean, could it be the same even with Entendre? If I reset Entendre and just built her back to the 60, the effectiveness of having a 60 versus an 80, leaving Gwen alone, and really how much of a difference in there. And I'm almost thinking with like Entendre, very similar to Gwen, is building up another hero that is really best in slot, whether it be like Envy, and thinking about the treasure scramble, looking at like a primary damage dealer within the treasure scramble and building him out. Again, when you look at an E80, the 80 engraving is really only used for PvP. It gives you that endeavor ability. It is really the only place that I think that it's going to be prevalent, or where we might actually see it, is within the treasure scramble itself. It might be. You don't reset Highborn and Awakened. It's better to save for the swap. Yeah, we could do that too, Finn. I don't know if they're going to do a Highborn swap. I'm really hoping. Yeah, that's my thought, Soul. The same right there is I feel like Entendre doesn't need to be the E80. And that, again, that was kind of my thought as well, is I don't think we need that built out. I don't think she needs to be built up that high. I don't know if it really has that much of an impact. And again, thinking of the towers, the 60, between a 60 and 80, not really a game changer. And even then, so you can go through and you can do a couple more iterations or change some of the formations or even some of the comps within the tower itself. I feel like it's not going to make a huge one. You don't need to reset. Lucilla, easy reset E60. Oh, the bait unit for Lucilla? Or do you mean Lucilla? I don't think I have Lucilla. Oh, Lucretia? Or no, Athalia? I'm not sure who you mean, Finn. Let me know who you mean. Because even like, if you're talking Lucretia, they're just at a 60. And even looking where are we at for materials in here, I'm kind of wondering that as well. Where are we at for everything? Let's pop open these chests, but I'm thinking engraving mats. We got to get some copies of the count. In here, engraving mats, yeah, we have 8,000. Now remember, it's 4,500 elemental cores to take a hero up to a 60. So we still have 2 more sets of elemental cores. And honestly, I was probably going to build one, and I'm probably going to build one for Saitama. I think Saitama I'm going to take up to a 60. This is another one where, again, the effectiveness of this hero, we're starting to see him in formations, and it's kind of sad. Lucilla, he means, I think, yeah, she's only 60. Saitama is being used in we're starting to see the cursed realm formations being used in there, but it's funny because with his finishing move, this you know, just kill a target, it doesn't really use it anywhere and really doesn't have it anywhere, and it's not being used anywhere, which is kind of interesting. So players have found a place for him within formations. Again, Nightmare Corridor, I believe he was run within one treasure scramble iteration, the Frozen. But overall with this hero, it seems like as a buffer, kind of a shield or buffer, debuffer, is the only place that he's being used, that his damage is really negligible. And then, of course, when we start thinking about the Terrible Tornado, this is one that we have not seen and we are not seeing anywhere. So, I mean, super disappointing to have a hero that comes out that is a mage, that is a buffer, that has not and is not finding a place into AFK Arena as it sits right now. I thought, and I still think it's super odd, and let me know, guys. I still think that it's very, very odd that they actually didn't give her her name, that they just kept her with S-Class Hero Terrible Tornado. Again, me personally, I think that's very odd because she does have a name, and she does have a name in the anime. But they stuck with Terrible Tornado. Again, kind of odd because that's almost like a nickname that we have with the hero. While we're on the topic of dims, despite the popular opinion, what do you think of it? Yeah, that's my thought, Soul. It's very odd. Like I said, out of those two, Saitama is the only one that's being used, and he's being used as a buffer. And that's really all that we're seeing him as. Again, that defensive capacity, that buffing capacity, we're not seeing him used anywhere else unless you're early game. So I don't know this personally because, of course, we're much further past. But players have said getting the trial version of this hero and using this hero or even buying this hero early in AFK Arena has been an absolute game changer. That I guess he's super effective at a much lower level. One, for the knockout punch, of course, because he literally just obliterates one of the opponents. But as again, the tank survivability, the defensive mechanic has worked pretty well. Is he a buffer? Yes. So that's where, again, players are using him. When we start looking through here, and God, there's so much text in here. So he gains dodge. He has the accuracy. When jumping, he triggers the shockwave. And I believe there's a couple things that he does effectively when jumping. I forget exactly where it is. So more powerful pressure. So he's got crowd control in there, knocks him to the edge of the battlefield, which again, crowd control would make a big difference. Where is the buffing ability? So he has the attack. He gains 10 points of interest. Active is, I believe that is the enemy where they actually do it. Actively next move will be intact with the guard. Using his normal punch to slay, all allied heroes will be inspired, restoring energy, which again, the normal punch to slay an enemy hero has this energy regeneration piece in here. But again, a lot of players have said that it really doesn't work, or it's not, because you're not killing the targets in here. He also does the magical pierce. That was the big one. Yeah, and that's what people are saying. So is when you look at the combination right here, being able to buff physical pierce and magical pierce. So when we start thinking of some of the heroes that are very prevalent, very reliant on the damage, two heroes come to mind, and two heroes that are in the meta formations. One is the awakened version of Folks because of the magical pierce that they possess in there. The second one that we also see with him is Althara. So the highborn draconic hero, again, with that magic pierce in here, because magic pierce is going to amplify the damage that they're putting out. And then when you start looking at the plus 10, magical pierce for 15 seconds, stacking 16 times, that is kind of crazy. When he uses ultimate, all allied heroes gain 2 stacks of a buff. That increases their damage dealt by 10% for 15 seconds, stacking up to 16 times. This is where, and the signature item in here is the big one. Recommended build, I believe, was a 30960 for him because of the signature item. And that is where, again, you're stacking the physical pierce, you're stacking the magical pierce, you're stacking the ability to amplify the damage that he's doing in here. It is kind of crazy. Yeah, basically like all in the but better. Do you think the Awakened Wilder is going to come in the next patch? I am hoping. So looking at Dolly's dialogue, and again, this is where a lot of speculation is coming in, and literally it has been all over the board. But going in here and looking at what Dolly says, her identity may have changed, but her mischievous streak is the same as ever. So thinking of the identity, a lot of players have said that would be the awakened version of Pippa. But when you think about that for a minute, so her identity has changed. That almost makes me think, and you can let me know, is that her identity may have changed. That could also mean, and again, this is where the speculation comes in, is that it is a female character from one of the other factions where her identity may change, meaning it was a Mauler and now it's a Wilder, it was a Graveborn and now it's a Wilder. The identity may have changed. So very similar to what we've seen with Folks, is the identity changed. And again, people are saying that could be because she's from a different faction, but the mischievous streak is the same as ever. So again, thinking of a female character from a different faction, we could possibly see coming over depending on who it fits with the story. Again, a lot of players were saying that it was Tassie, that we were going to see the awakened version of Tassie wherever she is at. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but a lot of players also said that it would be the awakened version of Pippa. Again, I don't know exactly what it's going to be. I don't have any insider sneak peeks on what's going on. I think we'll get an awakened Celestial Hypo. So Finn, technically we shouldn't. So when we look at the iterations, in the last 4 iterations, we have gotten essentially 6 awakened heroes since release, since awakened heroes have been out. 6 awakened heroes every single year, going through, again, all 6 factions. Right now, we have again the first 3 years is solidified. The last year is missing the Wilder. We are missing the Wilder within the final one. So within it would be the fourth iteration or the fourth season or the fourth year of the Awakened Heroes. We are missing the Awakened Wilder. We never got it in 2025. So again, technically, it should be the first hero that it should be. Again, it should be an Awakened Wilder because that would essentially give every faction 4 Awakened Heroes, and this is the one we're missing. Yeah, I don't, and that's where I'm at, Soul. Awakened Wilder turned to Lightbearer could be a Lightbearer turned to the Awakened Wilder. Yeah, it might be again another Lightbearer, and they might just go ahead and thinking of like a Strilda with, but she already has. And I'm trying to think like even Rain. I'm like I don't know the lore well enough. They prepped us, so I think that's coming. That is what I'm thinking, Finn, is that we are going to have 2 Awakened Heroes, and I would love to see Orthos and Zolrath actually be awakened in here. I forgot about the tower. I don't even know where we're at. I think we might be stuck in here. 1 single tower. So maybe we'll just go through. And you know what? This is what we wanted, guys. I want to get the essence. That's what I'm looking for. Let me hop out of here, and we'll do exactly what you're talking about. What's this third formation doing? This is the RNG formation. This is why I don't like to use this. You know what? Let's look at where we're at. Let's look at Havoc. What is he? 1052. So we're roughly 100 levels above that. We'll go ahead and start it, and I'll just let it run. We'll remind me, and we'll come back and we'll hop in there. But yeah, I don't know, again, if it's going to be a female character from a different faction or if it's going to be someone in the Wilder faction that they're going to. It's Peggy turned Wilder. Oh, my goodness. You did not just put that on a Soul. What's going on, Jaffa? It's been a while. Great to see you in the live stream, brother. That's awesome to see. I'm reaching the faction towers 450 today, and I'm stuck because of the 2 teams. 2 teams are the test point. And that's true. When you go through the campaign and you get to the 2 teams, 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams, it is the exact same when you do get through the faction towers. And when you go in the faction towers and you get to the point of hitting 2 teams, that is where, unfortunately, and again, thinking of like your Lightbearer faction, you have about 4 heroes that are kind of still used in formations. So if you're trying to fill 10 heroes in 2 teams, you're going to have to go back and kind of circle back and build a bunch of different Lightbearers or whatever faction it is to push the tower past the 450. It's either going to be very, very well built, strengthened, awakened heroes, or it's going to be building some of the older heroes that a majority of players don't use. If it's Peggy, I might stop playing. Guys, I don't know why and why they've tried to push Peggy in like so many game modes, and the whole interpretation with her with Rowan, and her really hating on Rowan and everything. Peggy's another hero that no one has used anywhere as a support hero. It was just totally lost. And again, I don't know her entire backstory, but that, and there's a little raccoon, guys. Maybe he's got the little raccoon. Maybe she's going to become a Wilder, and that would be crazy to see if she did. But you put that on a Soul, so if it does happen, I am absolutely blaming you in the entirety. If Peggy goes to the dark side, that would be kind of crazy. Because again, like I was saying, I don't know the lore well enough to say, hey, which factions are, or is there a female character that has been mischievous? Again, kind of the carryover of what it could be. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, the duck is up. That is right. I love the duck. Guys, Rowan's event is one of the best. Let me do some summons in here too. Because again, I know there's a couple that I want to get. I am farming and looking at essence. You can see right in here, I got to buy this other premium pass. I got to drop a card in there, but I am farming essence in the entirety. I'm trying to get a lot more and really just farming out a lot more of the essence in general, trying to push levels in a lot of different places. And sometimes this is broken. So I've noticed here where the ships are kind of hard to see down here. But there is Fun in the Wilder. This little bar doesn't go away. Already used it. Yeah, guys, Fun in the Wild. This gives you a ton of diamonds. And of course, you have to have a ton of diamonds if you ever want to dream about in your wildest dreams getting some of the Draconic Heroes. Now, for me, we are still looking and building out, remember, Althara. This is one, again, we still do need some more summons. We need another 3 copies to put the engraving, and I will take her and I will build her up engraving pretty high. But we are also looking for copies of Tavril. This is another one that we just do, and we will summon some more copies to build them up a little bit further. I always buy the pack for the duck, a cheap 10K diamonds. Yeah, absolutely. It is really a good one in there. Don't blame me, guys. Don't take note, but I think Soul did it. One more copy. We need one more fractional, actually 1/4 of a copy of Hildwyn, and Hildwyn will be at 5 stars again. Hoping for possibly looking for an exchange, maybe someday. If that's the case, I would swap Hildwyn for Skylin and never look back in 100 years if that was the case, but that would be awesome. But you need some heroes to buy time for the pet anyways. Oh, for the new pet? Yeah, we have the new pet. So let's go. We have 30 summons in here, 46,000 diamonds. Again, we are looking to get some copies of Tavril. That is the one we're looking for. Everything else in here is fodder. So everything other than him is just going to be kind of lost. I think Vigris, what do we got? So he is done. So let's drop all these out. So we have Tavril in there. We have Vigris, which we need, again, 2 more copies. All the rest of these and everyone else within the faction is just completed at this point. And I don't see the chance that maybe I'll save them. Should we save them? Let me know. I'm starting out a new account, so I think it'll take some time to build him. I'm not the duck that cheap. The cheapest of the the Golden Frontier. Second cheapest is the Rowan banner. Yeah, because everyone's looking either for time emblems or you're looking for the Draconic insignias. Those are the other 2 that are really the real roadblocker is power number, is levels. Yeah, levels is huge. Starting on new, yeah, try the new account. See what you think. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, maybe we'll save some diamonds, but I don't need them for anything else. I'm trying to think because Stargazer scrolls, we have around 800 plus. Time emblems, we're at like 500 plus, probably almost 600 at this point. I really don't have any use for the diamonds. I buy a couple things kind of here and there, but there's not a ton of use for them. Dragonheart Temple, we have 40 more. Again, we're trying to get those last 3 copies of Althara, so maybe we'll get lucky with some in there. The tower is not worth your time. Easier way to get high level pet in autoplay. Easier way to get the high level pet. What do you mean? Dimensional event going on right now. You should not struggle at all. Yeah, with the dimensional event, getting a lot of resources is a lot easier. Let's do the summons now. I already picked up the free one in here. Maybe we'll get lucky with 1 or 2 copies. Maybe some diamonds. I mean, that would be pretty cool to see some diamonds. It's been a long time since we've actually seen some diamonds. So 1, 2, number 3, not giving us anything. Number 4, so another 40 in the hole for nothing. Man, Highborn Draconic Heroes. Draconic Heroes in general, it's so expensive in here. It's kind of crazy. What's going on, Lith? Yes, a late night stream. Wanted to hop on. Like I said, we were farming a little bit, doing a couple summons. And I know in here, out of our little, again, 10,000 Hoppity Horror bonus diamonds in here, I got to do some summons. I got to do a couple things in here because I haven't, during the event, summon some heroes. Let's summon some heroes. Or let me pop open some stones. I think I have stones in here. This is an account I don't do a ton of summons on. Just for the simple fact, oh, there we go. We can use the cards. Just for the fact that I have all of the heroes pretty well built. So there's not a huge driving force or driving factor in here to kind of who we have to build or how we have to build them. But we can go ahead and pop these open. Boom, got some stones. All of them already at 5 stars. Same with this one. Just looking for Awakened heroes. Maybe we'll get lucky, which we do. Hey, that's a free Awakened copy of a 5-star Awakened hero, guys. That will be good for an exchange. We've done this in the past, so Eugene is already maxed out. That will give us the ability to have a bonus copy, which of course the rickety cart is where we can swap that. Yeah, that is good for the swap right there. I'm gathering Illusionary Journey mats. I'm stuck on $9.99 or $3.99. Can't clear 400. You are so close, Lith. That is awesome to see. Yeah, look at these. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 that we popped up here. Some more Hippity Hop, and I think I have to do 2 summons. What do you guys think of the Hoppity or the Count Snickerfang? Now, I started seeing him, and I believe he is in a formation. I believe he's in the cursed realm as it sits right now. Let me hop in. I don't think I've done the cursed realm this week yet, but I'm thinking, and I thought I had seen him in the cursed realm. And I know, of course, when it comes to the Golden Frontier, he's going to be used right there. Yeah, I did what? One attempt? I think I did one attempt in here. I have to come in here, but let me look at some of these because I thought I had seen Mr. Snickerfang in here somewhere. Where's the beast? There is the Pegasus. Oh, was he in here? I'm almost positive. I thought I seen him in here. There he is. There is Count Snickerfang, guys. Now, of course, I'm not doing a lot of damage, but overall, it seems like he is going to be one of the best in slot in there. If you're very, very, very pay to win, you can get him. We have 110 in here. I think we have to use 20. Is it going to be worth getting him? Well, if I get a copy, do we just get to have the free copy? Or I'm thinking, do we just Beast Resonance 18 him? Oh, we can. That gave me 47 copies, and the one I got was 48. Holy cow, guys, look at that. Lith was using him without realizing. My Eugene is almost 5 stars, ready for the swap. That would be awesome. But yeah, Treasure Scramble you complete with other weak heroes. You have no excuse. I wish they would awaken that would be crazy. If they took the awakened version of Damon and made him a wilder, that would be crazy. So he does go to 18. That's awesome. I will quick upgrade him. Boom, there is our 48 copies, which is kind of crazy. Should we summon for more? So again, we have 105 in here. We know we're going to get a couple more copies out for free. I have 15,000 of our baits in here. Should we summon for Snickerfang? Let me know in there. Do you know if he's best for strength, intelligence, or energy? I can start upgrading him. What is he being used for? Now, in that 4th formation, I'm just wondering if he's used for the bonus that he gets in there. I'm thinking, again, it might just be for the bonus. I'm not sure if he's even being used for his own ability. But in here, what was he in? 3? Was it 3 or 5? I think it might have been 5. So 5 is in here with Scion. So again, I'm wondering if players are just using him for that secondary ability, thinking of the Cursed Realm, because we know with these, they actually have the ability right here. Within the Cursed Realm, when he terrifies the target will also take increased damage and health loss. That might be the part taking 80% more damage at a level 30. I'm free to play already. Pony 24, New Awaken 19. I think you can free to play 24 before the New Awaken. Oh, that would be awesome, Finn. Evolution, bait, animation, nothing changed. Evolution of bait animation. Oh, yeah, nothing really changed. Yeah, so, I mean, 30 would, even 24, I feel like Nightmare Corridor, this could make a difference, again, just for the buffs, the abilities he has in here. Check the King's Tower. What are we at, 17? I think we went up 2 floors, 3 floors, maybe about 5 floors. I'll take 5 floors. Boom, another 750, another 500 diamonds. Okay. Gold we're never going to use for anything, but again, we can hop in, and I think Havoc's down here somewhere. We'll just stay with his formations. Swap it. We'll let it run. That way, again, I can just hop in and I can do something else. So what do we think? Let me pop up a poll. Are we going to do let's start a poll. What is this? Schedule your live. Oh, schedule a live stream to switch to members only. That's kind of goofy. It switches all. YouTube is always updating stuff. Do we summon for the new beast? Yes or no? There we go. We will drop the poll up there so we can get some actual answers. Start the poll. We'll let that run for a minute. Let's go. Oh, I got Shamira. That's right. Out of the exchange or out of the Covenant hero, I did pick up Shamira. Now this is going to give me another copy because I know I already had 2 copies of Shamira, but this takes my E80 Shamira up to 3 stars, and we're building them out little by little. All the summons, all the different copies, everything else that we have in here, even getting all in really the rest of the copies of Telmar and everyone else, it is just really little by little. I'd summon for the pony, or are we going in for the pony? What do we think? Are we thinking Pegasus versus going in? Pegasus is already at 22. Now, the exchange, of course, we can only get Snickerfang. We can't get the Pegasus anymore, which kind of sucks out of there. But that's okay. Oh, we could use diamonds in here. What's it going to be? 18? 18K out, 30 wishing leaves. That seems kind of expensive. Imagine all those baits in your freedom. Yeah, that would be done. Fake. That would be absolutely just epic if I had, that many in there. You can buy a new pet, $5. Weekly seems worth it to rush to 24. Might be in the budget. I'd have to check. I'd have to see if it's in the budget. New beast underwhelming at resonance 18. Make me go for 18 kind of useless. Since you didn't use you didn't get the avatar. Yeah, because what's the avatar? I know some players were asking about it, but I believe the avatar is 36. If I'm mistaken, I thought the avatar was 36. Oh, look at this. Guys, we got some more of our free leaves, some more of our baits in there. There is 24, there's 30. It is, guys, 36 is the avatar. Yikes. That is a lot of copies of Snickerfang to get to 36 to get that animated avatar. That's a lot. Wow. We don't have Celestial Hypo drop. Stargazer for 5-star. Shamir is so worth it. Yeah, if we don't fin, definitely. Because like I said, I think I'm at 800. I think I'm at like 800, 828 with 46,000 diamonds. Yeah, I mean, we could build Falks a little bit higher. We could build Shamir a little bit higher. Yeah, level 36. God, no. I know. It's kind of, check me. I'm using, yeah, I think I seen that Lith. I think Lith was running the avatar right there. Lith is, there we go. Number 1 online. Yep. And there is the animated avatar. I love it. It's very cool. Althara in there. I wonder if anyone's been AFK for a while. 3 days expert, which expert's been in there forever. We'll give him another day to hop back on, but very cool to see. Yeah. It's 36. You can forget it. And a lot of people are saying to summon. Are we summoning for the new beast? We got 18 votes already, guys. It is going and is a yes. Pony at 24 only. Yeah, 24 builds us what? The Nightmare Corridor. Nightfall Pegasus increase the damage and health loss of all allies inflicted by 20%. That might make a big difference in the Nightmare Corridor. Darren, should we do Pony to 24 and stop there? 36, we'll be able to save a lot of the gacha games. Our example, Genshi, you need to save 4 to 6 months in advance. That's crazy. Pony 24, not worth it. Get the Pony to 24 first. Finn and Lith and Darren are going back and forth on what we should do. Nightmare Corridor 24 Pony is a bait. 20% seems okay. Increase the damage for 20%. Outperformed by a normal pet. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Yeah, 36, I don't know. 36 is definitely a push. Again, I'm happy to see in the 18, that's what, 900 baits. We'll go ahead, level them up a little bit higher. He gets used in the Nightmare Corridor. Yeah, I believe he's in all the iterations that I've seen of the Nightmare Corridor Lith. Let me take a look. Is he in here? Yeah, I might have to get him because, again, I know I don't really have him built up very high. And some of these, like I feel even here, shot hand, I'm going to have to build it. And this is another one, guys. Kalon is one that I am missing. And Kalon is unfortunately one that I am having a very, very hard time. And yeah, right there's the beast that we're seeing in there. But Kalon is one that I'm having a very, very hard time to merc. Being able to find him, being able to borrow him has been incredibly difficult to actually build him. So might get yeah, Pony 24 is good for the faction tower as well. Pony 24 for the faction tower. Pony 24. Wing Lion 18 owns the pony. Currently on chapter 30, but I feel like I haven't done things correctly. Is there anyone that could help me and tell me if I need to restart or help for the beginning? Free to play, no. If you're already on 30, you have a lot of content unlocked. Stick to the tier list. Stick to the heroes that you need to build. You still have a long runway if you're only on 30. And even then, not doing things correctly is an easy course adjustment because you've already made it that far. Chandler, I would continue pushing. But again, look to January 1st. We have our guide section down below. Check out some of the guides. Go through there. There's also a link. I updated the link down below for Discord. That is my Discord. There's also a link down there if you want to download AFK Arena on BlueStacks. I play it on my PC like you see right here. But yeah, there's a Discord link. Again, I updated it literally before this video. A player had commented that it was not working. But I would have to see. You still talk to that dude all from the other country? He disappeared. You're talking about Javid. Jermaine, I have messaged Javid. I talked to him in the game, which at this point has been years ago. I've messaged him a couple times on Discord. I sent him over some emails. That was Javid. I sent him over a couple emails, and I have not heard from him, not one single word, nothing. Yeah, I definitely hope he is doing well. But yeah, Javid, and he started, we started talking when I started YouTube, which is kind of crazy. That it was that long ago, but it is kind of crazy. Chapter 30, that nothing you can do. Auto player is more than less than a week to get there. Yeah, like I said, if you're at 30, you still got a lot of runway in there that you can definitely do it. Idea if the account don't score in the top 100 in your region, I think the account is not worth it. Again, you have to build quite a few things correctly to get it there. And if you do make some free-to-play mistakes, if you're slow in progression, a lot of people can definitely overtake it. Javid's account was crazy free-to-play. Yes, he was. And Javid had accounts on accounts on accounts. He was one that sent, just like a couple other players that have a lot of multiple accounts, which is kind of crazy, because that is a lot of time and effort that they're putting in there. I don't understand the new beast. Was trying it out in the campaign and my whole team died, yet the beast kept dealing damage without any hero's life. Oh, it does. If there's an after effect, if there's things up there, yeah, it will still work. Yeah, I definitely hope he's okay. Like I said, if he looks for my videos, if he contacts me, I will definitely let you guys know. But he started playing and he was around when I started AFK Arena, which is years ago now. And I haven't heard nothing from him in a long time. And I know he lived just north of, I believe he lived in Iraq, and he was just north of the capital in Iraq. Again, unfortunately, haven't heard anything from him in a long time at this point. Look, 23-26. All right, so are we summoned for the new beast? 81% or 27 votes in there are coming in as a yes. People run of accounts in the game. Yeah, there's a lot. I run one, really this in the free to play. That's it, guys. We stepped away from companions. We're not playing AFK Journey. I play this game. I still do play Clash of Clans in my little tiny spare time. I like Clash of Clans just as a relax once a day. Sometimes at lunch, sometimes but yeah, every now and then I do still play Clash of Clans as well, which is cool. I used to run 4. Yeah, I ran 6. I ran 6 King at one time, and now again we're down to the 2. This one in the free to play, and I like it because they are very different when it comes to the content, when it comes to everything in there. It is pretty different. It is pretty different. One account only. There you go. So streamlining the accounts and streamlining the gameplay. All right. So the question is, do we take, and look at that, guys, 10 more floors. Do we take the Pegasus to 24, or do we just go in for Snickerfang? Because here, I believe this is almost done. 2 more copies of the Pegasus. This will be done. And that would take us to what, 23? And then I believe 3 copies of the Pegasus here would take it to 24. You run multiple accounts for gambling. I don't gamble. If you send any of mine, guys, I only gamble with the stock market. If you checked out the portfolio, I only gamble in the stock market. That's it. So Lith is saying Pegasus. You know what? I think I'm going to go in for Pegasus. I think I'll rerun for Desira, the Greyborn. Yeah, I think I rerun. Desira is pretty strong. I like Desira in there. So let's get to 24. Let's take it to 24. 24 is going to be the break point for our Pegasus. And we know we're also getting free copies of the other beasts, of the Snickerfang that we're going to get out of there. Yeah, so people are saying, Pony, I have an old school account and my new one. Yeah, the game has changed a lot. Depending when you played Ghost, yeah, it has, and it is really a different game. All right, so let's see, just some resources in there. We need some copies of the Pegasus. There is 1 copy of our Pegasus. Can you pull doubles in here? Has anyone pulled doubles? I'm wondering if you can pull. So we've gotten one. There's copy number 2. There's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 gives us another copy. So what do we need? So here, again, we just wanted to do the 3 here. Boom, that'll level it up. That takes him to 23. We got the 1 copy here. So we need what? 2 copies, and that should be it. Should be 2. Should I buy arcane staffs daily? So the thing with arcane staffs is if you're not buying the staffs, you're never going to have a chance to build your collections. That's where Koala, you're kind of stuck. If you don't buy the staffs, you're not going to have a chance. The 10 staffs they give you for in running within there to get and build out some of the collections, you're never going to be able to do it if you're not buying the staffs. That extra 7 arcane staffs every single week or 30 arcane staffs every single month, in addition to the ones you're getting, it is really the only way that you're going to be able to do it. Honestly, to build them out with the RNG factor that we see within there, it's going to be incredibly difficult because there's no other place you can really get arcane staffs on a regular basis if you're not going in there, if you're not buying them. That's kind of it. It's tough, and I don't like it, but you would have to. You would have to buy them if you want to go in there. Hey man, it's been a bit. Oh, what's going on, Madhu? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, late night stream, guys. Like I said, my wife is out with her friends, with her work friends. Kids are sleeping. I wanted to hop in here, do some summons, get to chat with you guys. So we need 2 copies. That's it. So we need 2 more. And we'll be done with this beast. The beast will be up to 24. Oh, hopefully we can get it. There is 1. So what do we got? 10 left. We need 1 copy. We need 1 more of the beast. And it's not going to give it to us because we are out. Let's see what we got here, though. Because I think in here, let's go ahead and buy, what do we got? 30 of these. You know what? Let's do 10. We'll do 10 of these at a time. We'll burn through some of these diamonds because we need this last copy. Boom. Nope. Boom. Oh, no. Now we got to go back and buy more. Should have bought more than 10, but that's okay. Because in here, we'll do the same. Let's do another 10. Because again, I know Snickerfang, we're gonna get a couple free copies in there. We're gonna have to see the effectiveness. Boom. There it is. There is our last one. That, of course, is going to unlock right here. Boom. There's our level. That takes him up to and unlocks the stage 24. Very cool. I like it. Michigan roads are rough right now. Olith, it was bad. So funny story, guys. Kind of crazy. So we have a kind of like a large turn in my subdivision, which is kind of crazy. And the house that lives on that corner has a camera that faces the road because it's a turn. When we had the snowstorm lit and the roads were really, really bad, they posted some videos over on Facebook from that camera, and it was kind of crazy because going through there, car came around the corner, hit their car, boom, 1 car was in the street, got hit on the horrible, horrible Michigan roads that are kind of crazy. So then fast forward like 3 hours later, car came around, boom, hit a car in the driveway, bounced off, boom, hit another car in their driveway. Then the car stopped, everything happened. Later that night, about 2 o'clock in the morning, cars coming around, boom, ran right into the same 2 cars that were hit earlier in the day. So this individual has a couple kids, couple cars, him and his wife, about 5 cars out there. 3 of the 5 cars in their driveway got hit multiple times in the driveway and the street in the same night. It was insane. There was a total of 2 cars got hit 3 times. 1 car got hit twice in the same night. It is insane. It was absolutely crazy when they were posting the video. And that was only from the first night that we got the big snowstorm here that it hit. Yeah, I know. And I'm like, who do you blame? I'm like, if 3 different cars on your insurance policy got hit by 3 different people, which the first guy that hit him took off. So I don't even know what that looks like. But I don't even know fake like what that would look like. No one was in the car, and I don't think any of the drivers were injured. It didn't look like it from the video. The other two got out and they talked and, went through, exchanged information. But it was weird that they got, that, yeah, they just, such a freak accident for them to get hit just over and over and over. I'm going to infuse these. I'm not going to pull any more copies. So at this point, guys, the Pegasus is done. The rest of these are just going to go in and we're going to build out and try to build out Snickerfang. We'll just continue infusing him. And of course, we're going to get a couple free copies out of there as well. So we'll swap this and we'll go in for Snickerfang. Maybe building them up a little bit will make a big difference when we go in there and we do make the progression within the journey. So once this is up, you can see we already got some magical Pierce in there because of the Golden Frontier that is going to be coming up. And I think it's a day. Michigan sounds like Michigan light. The roads are bad. We have had snow for days, and you want to talk about cold? We are supposed to have, and I think this week coming up is a high of like 21 degrees the entire next week. It goes from 30 to 23, 17, 14, 21, 23, 16, 12, and 10. Those are the high temperatures going until next Sunday. And when you start looking at the lows, 4, 7, 3, 3, 6, 2, 2, and -2 on Sunday are the lows. That's not including the wind chill. So literally, it's not going to get above, what, like 28 degrees, 27 degrees. It's insane, Soul. It is going to be so cold. It is really cold. Drivers would probably be making to pay to. Yeah, I don't know what they would do in there. I'm 3 copies away from building Levi E60 with Skyline. That'll be met at 3 to 4 months, or should I wait for another Althara? My focus is Treasure Scramble and Nightmare Corridor. Really, if you're looking, so building Levi to the E60, will Skyline still be meta in 3 to 4 months? Ooh, that's a tough one. Will Skyline be meta in 3 to 4 months? As it sits right now, he is doing well because of Althara. That's the reason. And I feel like Skyline within the Treasure Scramble is absolutely going to have a spot. And if you think, guys, just looking at that specific game mode, when you look at Treasure Scramble, he is going to be in there. He is best in slot, absolutely top SSS tier, best in slot. When it comes to the Treasure Scramble, Skyline is just broken. He is broken in there. So he's going to be used there. But the question is, are we still going to see him in a couple other places in here with the iteration? That I don't know, because this, again, Skyline was never in here until Althara came back because of the Dragon Speak amplification. Brought Skyline back into this formation. So is he going to be meta in 3 to 4 months? That is very hard to tell. Treasure Scramble, he's going to be, yes. Thank you for the videos. Enjoy the weekend with love, my friend. Oh, thank you, Darren. Yeah, have a good night, guys. Gwen's weak sense except AE. Yeah, AE is where Gwen is really being used at all. Not even really used in PV. Yeah, just what Miko said. Althara basically revived Skyline, and that is 100% truth. That is absolutely, yeah, no prediction, but all the prior metas are still being used. Even when you look at some of kind of the one-off niche ones that we see, I mean, Kalon, of course, this is super hard, and I can't find him to merc. But even looking, we are still seeing Halia show up in some of the formations. Skyline is in formations. Lan is being used in a lot of them. Even looking at, looking at Leviathan, looking at, again, Althara, they're all being used. All the Draconic heroes are being used. Highborn Draconic heroes, of course. Draconic Gwen is not being used. Hildwyn still being used every now and then if you don't have another hero built. But again, Hildwyn is still kind of being used as that damage mitigation piece. They have a lot of effectiveness in there. I'll contrast, we just got a heat wave in Sydney, Australia, 41. Wow, 105. Yeah, unfortunately, Jaffa, that's what Michigan does. So winter, we have 0 degrees. Summer, we have 100 degrees. So literally, we're either freezing or we're cooking, and that was that's been pretty tough. Yeah, Gwen is weak since the beginning of the AE bosses. Yeah, AE bosses were the only exception to that in the entirety. If you make it in a legendary tournament, oh, Gwen is used there. I don't play it. So Lith, if you're talking about the LC tournament down here, requires 13 teams. I don't even know if or when I've ever set the teams in here. God, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you how long ago. I don't do anything in the LC tournament. I don't even try. I don't like PvP. I really do not like PvP at all. Oh, Woody 2. Gilby Ross, the Woody 2. So who do we got in here? Look at that. Terrible tornado. She's being used some here with Eldar. And look at that, guys. That is the Graveborn hero, which is kind of crazy to see. Yeah, there's Kalon in there. Where is, oh, Draconic Gwen is being used in here. There is Skyland. There is Iran. There we go. Draconic version of Gwen, Team 11. But Lith, you're going 13 teams deep. I mean, you're talking what, 50, 65? Even Vika made it in here, guys. Yeah, that's kind of insane, guys. If you look at the whale and look at a hero like this or a player like this, guys, you're talking, I mean, what is that? Like I said, 65. It's kind of crazy. I'm not a whale and I like PvP. Oh, I don't, there's never been a game, guys, that I really PvP. The last time that, and I'll just give you this for perspective, the last time that I really heavy PvP'd in a game was when we started playing the original, the vanilla World of Warcraft when it came out. We beta tested WoW when it came out. We played World of Warcraft when it came out. That was probably the first time and the only time that I did actually PvP. I mean, from Ultrek Valley to everything else within World of Warcraft. It's kind of crazy. It's absolute insanity. But again, that's the last time that I really did. And there is Lith. Big shout out to Lith. Yeah, that is really the last time that I really focused in a game in PvP and actually grinded and did PvP on a regular basis was that many years ago, which I think Blizzard is what, the 20-year anniversary? Maybe past the 20-year anniversary at this point. But yeah, it was kind of crazy. But that's when, again, when I went in there and when I actually PvP'd and PvP'd hardcore when it came to World of Warcraft, it was awesome to see. The Golden Frontier, guys, we got a couple more minutes. Usually I try to keep the streams right around an hour. Some people kind of get bored. Some people kind of leave. Took me forever to bother to set my teams there. Yeah, that's why I haven't done it Lith. I know there's a couple guides out there. I know there's a couple different things, but I have not hopped in there or set any of my teams. I'm excited for the Golden Frontier, guys. When it comes to this, and I know as many players completely hate this game mode, come in here, get the free loot. They've done some adjustments. They've done some changes, even thinking of going through and farming all of the teams, farming all of the loot, floor by floor by floor. It's made it a lot easier. It's made it a lot faster, which is awesome. And honestly, one of the big draws that I've seen right now is the illusionary. I have such a hard time with that word. That's why I just call it the journey. Illusionary journey. I have to slow down. I have to say it properly. But in here, I'm already on floor 302. I know Lith, I think, was at 399. This is a point where we have 3 more days, almost 4 more days in here. When in here, we built out quite a few heroes. Again, just kind of gaining some more levels. I feel like in the next 3 days, we'll be able to finish the rest of the floors. We've been just grinding it on a regular basis, and we're only shooting for 400. I don't care about frames. I don't care about cosmetics in any game at all. So really go in here and leaderboard and look at these guys. JD Cool right there, 549. Big shout out to JD Cool. And honestly, like I said, when we look at these, when we look at the frame, I'm ranked number 19. I think I'm like 14 on the free to play account, but I'm not too worried about it in the entirety. Without Golden Frontier, I have nothing to do. You built bad heroes. I was playing around with it, Finn. I didn't know who to build. Honestly, I still don't know who to build. It seemed like a lot of the later heroes came in a lot more effective down here. And honestly, a lot of these, even building like some of them, like I only built Scarlet and she was one that I focused on. Mishka, I was focusing on. Damia, the rest of these are just whatever crap I drew. I sub the oh, I lose so much journey. Yeah. And honestly, if you come in here and you grind it a little bit, and I usually do when I'm working, um, because I can do it literally sitting at my desk. But who should we build in here, Finn? Let me know. You build bad heroes. And again, it's funny because looking at the heroes I have in here on the free to play account, I have different heroes. I have a lot of different heroes in here. I run one team with Scarlet, the second team with Damia. That's how I was running it. And then I was running Rowan running together with Taylene. That is a very, very hard combination to kill because of the support from both of those heroes in the entirety. It works really well between those. Again, the rest of these are just really random summons that I picked up. Even most of the gear I haven't touched or I don't have equipped. Most of it's not starred, not leveled up. The dancers are priority. Old school God comp. Yeah, the God comp. Yeah, the combination of those two, it's very broken in there. So see now on my other account, I built Damia, I built out Leofric. Leofric, I believe I have ascended. I believe Leofric's ascended on my other account. And then of course, when it comes to the signature items, this again was just the random ones we got through all of here. I think I got most of these just kind of random. I think the only one I built was Scarlet's. No, I don't even have Scarlet's. So again, it was complete random on building them in the entirety. Yeah, the God comp, you feel old. Yeah. So Leah Frick's in there. The dancers are priority. So Adrian and Lise. Yeah, this is another one. Again, these are just copies we pulled. Whatever they have in here, whatever we built out of here are just kind of copies that we pulled in the entirety. And again, I think on the free to play account, and I could be a little bit off, but I think I'm on 330 or 340. I might even be at 350. I think I might be at 350 on the free to play account. I haven't came in here and I haven't played this in a while. So even looking at the levels, I believe it was around 18 hours since I came in here and actually pushed this. So I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, I haven't heard the name. So no res. Look at him sneaking in, or was he just creeping the whole time? The God comp, yes, the God comp. Just like the 5-pull, guys. Some of those old school comps were just awesome. The God comp. When Taylene came out, this, and just like we seen with Awakened Heroes, just like we seen with everything else, when Taylene came out, she was the broken hero and just the absolute most broken hero. For the simple fact that she was the first hero in AFK Arena, and just a little bit of nostalgia for all of the old school players. With Taylene, she was the first hero that brought herself back to life. And that was the big thing when she had the reborn effect, when she came back and really came back to life. That was the big thing. After she died, she turned into a fireball, and then she was reborn. She was the first hero in AFK Arena to really have the cheat death. This was really the cheat death. This was the broken hero in AFK Arena. As a support and as a damage dealer, she was not only a healer, she was a support hero. She did more damage than pretty much anyone else in the comp in its entirety. And if she died, she came back to life, which again was pretty broken in its entirety. I'm running a free to play account today. Today, day 30, got Taylene. If you're talking about, in the regular one, or are you talking about the Awakened one? Early game, I mean, Taylene, even the Awakened version will work because you get the SP effect. This is pretty good. Again, at a very early level, it would still work pretty well. No, sorry, Awakened Taylene is bad. Again, it depends. It depends where you're at, because if you're very early, it will work. I was so sad Rosline was not among the heroes. I would have gone crazy. So what I'm thinking, Light, and kind of what I've gotten is from my understanding, is the journey's going to come back. Now, this is, again, is just kind of what we've kind of talked about in Discord, is the journey is going to come back. So we're going to see a point where, and you can see they kind of rearrange the icons, that this is going to come back. So the journey is going to come back, and they're going to change the heroes. I feel like that is going to be the nostalgia piece that they can keep in AFK Arena. Even thinking about some of the older heroes, like Tassie's not in here. Even looking at Almas is not in here. Cirrus is not in here. So taking some of these heroes, and if they did something like that, it would be really cool to see. again, from the nostalgia aspect, that they rotate this journey, if it's, 12 days, 15 days, 30 days, whatever. But they rotate through the journey and they change the heroes that are available in here, which again is going to cause players to change the comps that are in here. Journey feels like a real game. Yeah, and that's it. And that's exactly what the journey feels like, and I really like it. But again, I want to see, they're going to come in here, and again, from what I've heard, is they're going to have this game mode kind of set like it is right now, probably make some tweaks, some adjustments, but just change the heroes that are available in here as it's going in here. Yeah, that would be, yeah, the resources in here are kind of crazy. And this also gives us a way to get some more of the Draconic Scrolls and, of course, the Draconic Insignias that are in here as well, going through and getting some of the heroes. Again, if they're going to go through and they're going to, revamp this and they're going to run it through with different heroes all the time, absolutely, absolutely players will play it. I love the game mode. I think it's really cool. And that's the big thing, Lith. It is more about the RNG, the time and the skill. It's not about, hey, and I know a lot of players were questioning, and I got a lot, and I haven't found anything. I don't think there is anything because of what Liz said. Players were asking, where can I buy the shards? Collect illusionary shards to open the chest. Where can I buy the shards? Where can I get the shards? Where can I buy the shards? I got a lot of questions from that from YouTube. From my understanding and looking through everything, I do not believe there is anywhere, period, that you can buy the shards that I could find. But they were wondering, with these illusion shards, where can you buy the shards to get more of these? So again, players were looking for a pay-to-win aspect or a way to get more heroes, way to make more progression to get the shards. And right now they don't have it. I don't know if anything's going to become of that, if they're ever going to use it. But again, that was a question that I got from a lot of people, was going in here and getting it. And that's it. It's really just the free-to-play aspect. And I'm hoping that they keep it like that. I am hoping that they keep it, very, and honestly, I would love to see them come in here and looking at the ranking rewards and say, hey, there's a frame for the top 10, a frame for the top 5, a frame for the top 1%, incentivizing players to get it. Now, the thing that I don't like, it is valid for 30 days after the event ends. So this, and the time and the effort, and it being very short-lived, I don't like that they're doing these. And they did this with the Golden Frontier, that you get the frame until the next Golden Frontier starts, and then it's gone. I want to see this, and I want to see again, and I mean, honestly, between you and I, how hard is it to make a frame? If you offered this same frame in 3 different colors, and it was just a permanent frame, because we know, just like everything else, when you start looking at the frames, you can only wear one at a time. Even if you go in here and you have all of these season 2 of the Abyssal Expedition frames, whatever you have, you can only wear one frame at a time. And if you're offering frames for different seasons, we have frames for the Golden Frontier, we have frames for the Journey, we have frames for the Temporal Rift, we have it for the PvP. There's so many frames that's just kind of asinine. And again, I would love to see if they could just make a couple different frames in there, and you just get the frame, in different colors for the season. It'd be pretty cool. Just the normal game, only game mode, a normal player can outrank Julius. Yeah, that's it. So they were not, and I don't know, they have no reason to go into Journey, just for the fact they already have all the materials. It doesn't even make a difference, like, because they just buy everything and they have everything. So it really wouldn't make a difference at all if they're going in there, if they have the ability to do that, because again, they already have everything. Really doesn't make a big difference in there. But all right, guys, I know we're a little bit over on time. I do have to work in the morning. So guys, that is going to do it. As you can see, how many floors did we go to? Wanted to farm out some of this King's Tower. So I think we're another 26 floors. If we keep on this, guys, because look, 4,000 essence, that is what we wanted. And if you're not familiar, guys, if you're lacking gold to exchange for baits, 147 million gold. This is one of the biggest game modes in an AFK arena where you can get gold in its entirety. This is a place where you can get a lot of resources, and a lot of resources relatively quick. going through here and just farming out this second team down. Did you do it, Lith? I think Lith just scored 400 and has got 4. So did you kill both teams? Lith was at 400. I think it was at 400. 1 to go. So 399 is done. Oh, Lith, you're going to have to shoot me a message, man, when you get that done. That'll be awesome. Send me a screenshot and we'll check it out. It's 3 teams for 400. Ooh, that's going to be tough, guys. So when you do get to level 400 in the journey, it goes to 3 teams. That is crazy. I only want to get to 400. Like I said, that's what we're really pushing for and driving for. But that is insane to get now 3 full teams at that point. Yeah, that's crazy. But like I was saying, guys, that is going to do it for tonight's stream. Just wanted to hop on, share some time with you guys, answer some questions if you had one. Very cool to build out some of the beasts and getting a lot more progression in here, including farming out that King's Tower. But that's going to do it for tonight. And thank you guys again for the stream. And also thank you for the new member on the channel. Always awesome to see the love and support. But again, that is going to do it for today. Thank you guys for joining me for the stream. And as always, thank you guys for watching.